And there we go. Welcome back to Youth Group Recaps. Okay, so last week we started studying Exodus and Moses, and today we are going to be reading Exodus 3 and talking about a very famous story. Lots of ink has been spilled over this story, Moses and the burning bush. So this is where a lot of interesting things begin to happen. Not that everything we've studied before wasn't interesting, but this is where we start to really see kind of who Moses is and who God is. So that's fun. So I'm going to read you the first 6 verses in Exodus 3. Now Moses was tending the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the far side of the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of the Lord. The mountain of God. Other translations might say the Lord. There the angel of the Lord appeared to him in flames of fire from within a bush. Moses saw, though the bush was on fire, it did not burn up. So Moses thought, I will go over and see this strange sight, why the bush does not burn up. When the Lord saw that he had gone over to look, God called to Moses from within the bush, Moses, Moses. And Moses said, Here I am. Do not come any closer, God said. Take off your sandals, for the place where you're standing is holy ground. Then he said, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. At this, Moses hid his face because he was afraid to look at the Lord. Okay, so we're actually going to start with the last verse first this time. Why was Moses afraid to look at the face of the Lord? Well, God is holy. He made the world. He is sinless. He is perfect. He is all powerful. And at this time, it was well understood that you could not see God's face and live. That was something that the ancient peoples understood. We might call it canon, right? Just like we understand certain things about Batman or Superman or whatever, the Marvel universe. There are certain things that we know. Okay, the ancient peoples knew that you could not see God's face and live. Thus, Moses is immediately afraid. Okay, so did you notice that the mountain was called the mountain of God? Why do you think that is? Okay, well, Horeb referred to as the mountain of the Lord, or the mountain of God here, and it's also, Horeb is also referred to as the mountain of God in 1 Kings 19:8. And yet later in Exodus 24, Sinai is named as the mountain of God. So one thing that is so fun is that Israel left Egypt specifically, and they came back to this mountain in Exodus 19. They came here to worship God, right? And then in 19:4, Yahweh states, I brought you to myself. And then he leaves his dwelling place and travels with the people via the tabernacle. And we remember the tabernacle is that portable dwelling place